After this short break.
Falling down the stairs and breaking your ankle doesn't sound good. But falling down the stairs and breaking your ankle with no health insurance sounds even worse. Life can change in an instant. Be covered when it does. At Covered California, we can help you get financial help to pay for your health plan. Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit coveredca.com today. Open enrollment ends January 31st.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
This is Empire Talks Back. I'm your host, Mr. Wallace. Excited, Alan. I mean, very excited. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the eating change that Tammy's encouraged us to get involved in. But I've been waking up with a little more fire and spirit, and I'm really happy to see you guys. I'm glad that you are focusing on the future and not getting hung up in the past. So the past is very critical, as it did get us here. And being here is real critical, important. And knowing that you're here and being committed to doing something is the difference between, I guess, watching paint grow or paint peel or whatever and being real yourself. I have a very special, all of our guests are special, but the moment is special because we aren't necessarily guaranteed to be here to share it. So since we're here, let's make a commitment to be somebody and to do something and not just be subject to Trumpisms and things that other folk have designed for you. If you've got a plan and other people are with their plan, if their plan coincides and helps and pushes yours, then we're able to work together. If they're going in the opposite direction, then let them go in the opposite direction. You don't drive down the freeway and see people going the other way and throw rocks at them and stop them from going where they're going. That's not opposition to you. It's positive for them and what they're doing. If you don't have any idea what your plan is, then you're subject to be distracted all day and complete the day doing things that other people want you to do, which, if you're a soldier, that's a good thing. If you are a general, if you're a field marshal, if you've got children, if you've got folks who are paying attention to you, depending on you, then you need to kind of step up. And I think most of us have people who are depending on us. Most of us have an opportunity to help other people, help ourselves, and we miss it sometimes by not being, as the young folks say, woke. Well, we're woke and anxious about it, and my first guest today is Mr. Taj Eldridge. He is the director of an organization or a movement that's called Kcaa. And Taj, how are you this morning?
Wallace, I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
And you're doing good. You're not just doing well, you're doing good. You're helping the world rotate at an even pace, and you're trying to put things back in balance. Tell us about the Kcaa program.
Absolutely, Wallace. Well, Kcaa is a collaboration between the University of California, Riverside, the City of Riverside, the County of Riverside, and local businesses. The whole idea is to really influence and create an opportunity and a curriculum for entrepreneurs in the region. You know, people talk about the types of talent that's in Riverside County and San Bernardino County, and people talk about, do we have enough talent here? My whole thing is that talent is leaving on the freeway every morning.
Every day.
To LA and to Orange County and to every place else. And we have an opportunity to reverse that, to get that brain drain here and to create the next Esris and create the next Barnes that are in this region.
And when you say region, you mentioned San Bernardino and Riverside County.
Absolutely.
The Riverside City and County are taking the lead on this. What exactly do you do and how do you do it?
Absolutely. Well, what we do is a couple of things. We provide a community space for entrepreneurs to come together and have a collaboration and talk. We provide workshops where we bring speakers and mentors down to help those startups and get them from point A to point B. We provide other types of services for those clients and their startups, from legal services to HR services to marketing to banking services as well. It's essentially a way to accelerate startup companies in the region. Okay. Because being a founder is very difficult, it's very hard. So what we try to do is provide a support system for those founders as well.
How long can a company have been trying to start up and still be considered a startup company for you?
You know, I think that there's a lot of companies that still have a startup mentality, which is a good thing. I look at a company like Monster that's been around from Hanson's, but still kind of has a startup mentality because they look at everything new. Okay. You see a lot of different companies that instead of having research and development within those companies, they go out and buy other companies or other startup companies to make new products and services. So I think the whole idea about a startup is something positive because it just gives you an idea to look at new problems and opportunities at a different standpoint.
Now, we've intellectually handled this very well. Point is, though, there's a lot of young folk out there who have great ideas, who have no concept at all of what business really is. And we have the same thing with people who are more matured, who have great ideas, who have great resources. And what you just said to me is that if you're in the region, Inland Empire, San Bernardino, Riverside County, you've got a business, a little idea that you've been trying to work on, that you possibly don't have a receptionist to help get phone calls when you're not there. You haven't been able to sit down and actually talk to somebody about a business plan, but you are planning to do business. Right. You've either got a product or your service, and maybe you've been making a little money. Maybe you've been defraying your costs by having a little bit of a cash flow. Every one of these people who are out here, and some of them will be called, a hustle. They've got their little hustle, their little side way to make some money. Mm-hmm. Some of these things can develop into real businesses. Yep. At what point should a struggling or adventurous business person, and I have one in the studio who's probably quite interested in what you might be able to do to add a couple of S's to his success statement. Yeah. Who can do it, and how do they do it, and how do you choose what people to help, and what is it that's available for everybody? Yeah,
I think one of the things you mentioned, Wallace, that was interesting is this whole idea about what I've been hearing about, this whole idea about side hustles. I always tell entrepreneurs they have to be 100% all in. A lot of times they want the investors to be all in with their capital, or they want their partners to be all in with the knowledge and the services, but the entrepreneurs have to be 130% into their own businesses. I'll give you a perfect example. There's a startup here called Kcaa that's ran by a young gentleman named Paul Francis. They're in the space of clean tech and clean energy. He really hustled and got it going and really kind of pushed this whole idea about electronic vehicles and cars in the region. But he ended up finding an investor from the Webb family who owns a couple of different restaurants in the region to invest in a startup company. So in my mind, there are two different types of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs in the traditional kind of retail establishment, and then in the secondary technology environment that kind of came together and really kind of pushed it forward. But I think the whole idea for entrepreneurs is about being 120%.
How did the young man make the introduction? How did he convince the Webb family that he had a good product? How did he even find them, or how did they find him?
I think with that particular story and that particular entrepreneur, he went out and got customers and was found himself. I think great entrepreneurs and great investors will go out, and if you're an investor, you'll go out and look for great opportunities. The entrepreneurs have to make themselves available. A lot of times I hear entrepreneurs say they need capital to get it going, and my counter is that, do you have clients? Do you have attraction? Do you have customers that already are buying the products that you're trying to build? That's how you get the investors to come to your exposure.
I always ask them, did someone other than your mother buy something from me?
Exactly.
Okay, because
it's just like Shark Tank. That's all Shark Tank is about. Did you do the due diligence?
That's right.
And let me see where you're at. Now, what do you need?
Exactly.
And how are you this morning, Miss Tammy?
Oh, I'm happy. Well, I'm always wonderful.
Now,
So.
the entrepreneurial spirit, you as the CEO of the Black Business Chamber of Inland Empire.
Lord help me, you're going to get that right one day, but I'm going to work on you.
The business, wait a minute, what did I say?
It's
Black
okay.
Chamber of Commerce.
It's
That's
okay.
right.
We
That's
struggle.
Right. Black Chamber of Commerce.
We struggle, but it's okay. That's why I love you.
Well,
Because you bring attention to it.
you know, if the world didn't love stupid people, we'd be in real trouble. So I definitely appreciate that you're willing to let me keep on messing up the name of your business. I've gotten a job doing that. I had a couple people slip me some money to see if I'd do it today. I actually just made $20.
Yes, but stop. But but on to what you were saying, and I think you were probably going to go into the Black Chamber. I think what he's saying is exactly correct. But what we see is people say, "I want to set up a business," and they go and get their business license and everything, and they say, "Okay, I've arrived." No, you haven't. I'm like, what is that?
You probably have some members in the chamber who are actually paying chamber dues.
Yeah.
Maybe paying actual rent and doing things, who don't have a business plan.
Yeah, they come in and they think that the chamber is going to save them. They're like, okay, I'm here, so what can you do? We cannot make you millionaire. We cannot make your money. We're here as a support, a resource.
Yeah, but there is somebody, that step that they're asking for. That may be a lost opportunity for some business development group, because just because you have the money to join a chamber, just because you have the money to put your little model product together, does not make you ready for business.
No.
Now there's there's the marketing aspect. There's the whole thing that takes place.
Marketing and sales.
When people who know the circle, and maybe they only know an arc of the circle, but if you have enough people together, they can discuss that circle of business, that circle of necessity, of things that are necessary to be successful. I think that without knowing and having visited your operation, Taj, that you offer some of that. Yeah. That transitions that when people come to you for qualification for your program, because you don't take everybody.
Right.
Once again, how do you choose who you take?
Well, the good thing about Kcaa, well, I guess one of the things that's interesting to me about the whole inland region is that we have a number of universities that are here. Kcaa is affiliated with UCR. Loma Linda has a similar program called Incubate. Cal San Bernardino has one that's ran by Mike Stahl. And we all try to do the same thing, which is really give all these entrepreneurs the services that they need. The interesting thing about Kcaa is that we take primarily a lot of the entrepreneurs come from UC Riverside. We have a program there called EPIC that gets them in the very first beginning of the whole idea about entrepreneurship. Because the very first part of that is customer discovery, understanding who you're selling to. A lot of people begin businesses and they have no idea about the actual customers they want to sell to. They have a great idea, but they haven't really done the legwork or the research or the marketing to understand, is this a product that people actually will pay money for?
Well, the guy figures it's a great idea. I know it's a great idea because I like it. My mother wanted to buy one, and I got a couple of folks down the street said they like. How do we help them identify really if it works? Is there a bridge group to help with that? Because these people are spending money, and with your organization, I don't think you charge, do you?
We do. We charge money for companies to be there because there's two programs with it. There's the clerking aspect of it, where companies come and they work.
You don't charge for people to apply.
No, there's not an application charge for applying, but once you're in,
the application itself provides some type of discovery between you and the company. Do you let them know why they didn't?
Yeah, we
do.
Okay,
so you're giving them an analysis of sorts, and you're not charging them for that.
No, not at all.
Listen, that's pretty valuable to be able to get an idea of where you stand. Do you agree?
Oh, that 100%.
Yeah.
So once again. Freddie's out here. He's got a little business idea. He's hearing us talk, and you're going to give him a phone number of how he can reach you. How qualified? Where should Fred be on his project? What kind of stuff should he have? How are you going to make that decision? I'll give you time to think about that because I need to make some money here with a commercial. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen with Miss Tammy Martin-Riles. He's riling things up. Our guest today is Mr. Taj Eldridge. He is the director of an organization that is, supported by University of Riverside, City of Riverside, County of Riverside, and you and I, because we pay our taxes too. And the title of the program is Kcaa. And we're excited about that, and we're even more excited about you hurrying up during this break and getting everything done you need to do so you can be back here. As a matter of fact, we'd like to get your phone call, your questions. Right, Tammy?
I think so. I think that'd be
so,
wonderful.
So you give us a call at
909-792-5222. 909-792-5222. Hurry up.
We'll be right back.
I'll come and get it, girl, yeah. If you want it. Yeah, yeah. See, darling, there's no time for wasting, baby. Come on, please.
Falling down the stairs and breaking your ankle doesn't sound good. But falling down the stairs and breaking your ankle with no health insurance sounds even worse. Life can change in an instant. Be covered when it does. At Covered California, we can help you get financial help to pay for your health plan. Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit CoveredCA.com today. Open enrollment ends January 31st.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
I'm offering satisfaction, darling. Girl, I'm giving you all my love.
This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. I want to remind you folks that we have come around that corner of Black History Month. We started off with Jesus' birthday in December. We hit Martin's birthday in January, and we're rolling into the final month of the allocated period of time for us to celebrate and point out and educate folks of the contributions of black people and those that were black who were white, who thought they were white but were really black, and vice versa. And listen, that may be an interesting thing for us to do, is, just kind of walk around, and when we see people who look a little different, it doesn't matter how white they may look, but if you're black, wink your eye at them like you just recognize your cousin, and watch how we, get another level of getting along going on. And I think that's a good thing to do. Now, with our purpose of Excite, with the idea that we're trying to get our business people to be excited about the fact that we are excited about supporting them, how does a person qualify for your Excite program?
Absolutely, Wallace. Well, one of the things that the entrepreneurs need to have to come to Excite is what's called an MVP.
Say that again.
MVP.
Emma.
Yep.
VP.
And what that stands for is minimum viable product.
Okay.
That is the smallest thing, or the minimum thing that you can build.
Not Mama's virtual prize.
Nope.
Something like that. Okay.
Absolutely. But it goes back to what you mentioned about actually building something, and more than just getting your business license and everything else, but building an actual product that you can begin to test and sell. That is the requirement to come to Excite. Now, the other thing about it is interesting as well is that there are other services out here that we partner with. So a lot of entrepreneurs may not have heard of the SBDC. That is part of the Small Business Administration. UCR has that as well. We're going to be announcing it in April, but that's another service that we have too that has mentorship, access to grant funding, access to capital for entrepreneurs.
Now, you mentioned that Loma Linda and Cal State San Bernardino have similar programs.
Right.
Do you, as members of the same region, do you meet, cooperate, and function together? Do you refer people to each other?
Absolutely. It's really, really interesting. That's one of the things that made me excited about this, pun intended, is that when I first came to Riverside, Johnny Thomas from La Sierra University was doing something similar there with entrepreneurship. The same thing was happening with Dean Scott at Cal Baptist, Mike Stoll at Cal State LA, Micah Smarsda at Loma Linda, and we all meet on once a month to have breakfast to talk about ways that we can kind of push it together. because it wouldn't make any sense for all of us kind of doing the same thing and really dividing the resources.
Invite us to the breakfast next time. We'd like to show up and.
What day is the breakfast again?
We have it monthly. We usually have it monthly at the Mission Inn, but I'll definitely send the information out. But it's just us kind of getting together informally to talk about.
Maybe you guys would let us give us about 15 minutes to that meeting and let us live stream and talk to you.
Absolutely, we'd love to have the audience about it, because I think the whole idea is for what we're trying to build is the future of the region. And again, it's not just Riverside, it's not San Bernardino, it's the whole inland Southern California region.
Very good, very good. Can you give us a couple examples of or testimonials of some of your successes?
Yeah, I came in April.
I'm going to ask for some of the non-successes too.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have the non-successes.
Do they get a chance to come back again when you know?
Yeah, well, I would say when I came in April, what we decided to do was do the program for a 6-month basis. So for 6 months, we did workshops. We invited entrepreneurs down from San Francisco to teach to our startup companies. From Boston, we had the founder and the creator of the Roomba to come to Riverside to really talk about the founders and everything else. And
I'm sorry, the creator of the
Roomba, the vacuum cleaner.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
vacuum cleaner.
That sounded like that horn that they started blowing in Africa at the Olympics.
Yeah.
And it seems like I keep hearing that thing now when I hear the games, and I was trying to find the inventor. I was going to help pay to put a hit on him. So that thing is the most aggravating noise, but it's good because it makes the noise.
It makes you hear.
So with the question, success.
Yeah.
Oh, what determines success when you bring somebody in?
Well, I think Kcaa has a board, and the board is comprised of someone from the county, the city, university, and business. And we've determined success is really 3 things. Number 1, if a company's raised capital, they've raised outside funding. Number 2, if they've gone to another accelerator or program that's a little bit more prestigious that would give them more access to capital or funding. Or number 3, they've grown and they've acquired clients and customers to really help them grow and grow. I'll talk about success. There's one company at Excite right now that's from UCR called Deep Bits. They're in cybersecurity. They just won a $1 million contract from the federal government, and they on their second.
I'd say that's success.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They have 2 hires, 2 PhD hires that are coming through. Recruited people from Syracuse to come to Southern California, which are great. I guess they realize they want to get out of the
Yeah, I was about to say that's not that hard. I mean, just show them a picture of the weather and let them know that their check will cash.
That this is January.
This is California, folks. You've got competition. If you think you've had it this week, wait till the next snowstorm hits the East Coast. They'll be coming out here.
Absolutely.
We'll welcome them. We'll give them work. We'll do what we need to do.
So I would kind of look at that as a success
But they may want your job. You better be clicking and paying attention. You may need to be an entrepreneur and come bring that little idea over here to Taj, or figure out a way to sneak your idea onto the table, because everybody doesn't get a pass.
No. So when we talk about success, Deep Bits is one. I mentioned Kcaa, which is a great company that's led by young entrepreneurs.
What do we do with the ones that don't pan out? Because they didn't not just pan out by themselves. This part of your program, maybe you didn't do enough. Do you guys have that attitude, or do you just kind of throw them away?
I think that's the nature of startups. The whole nature of startups is that there can be success and failures too.
Absolutely.
We don't call those things failures. We call those things falling forward.
Falling forward.
Falling forward.
That's what I'm talking about. I knew I had the right guest here. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen, speaking to Mr. Taj Eldridge about the Excite program, which allows itself to absorb and excite and massage and accelerate the business opportunity for folks that are in business, trying to make things happen. We're going to take this short break. We'll be right back. And when we come back, we're going to put Taj to work here. We have Mr. Clay Drayton coming in, who is a songwriter and an inventor as well. And we'll be giving him an opportunity to, well, we're not sharks up here, and we're not talking about kicking down any money, but we are going to listen well and let you analyze to what extent you're willing to do and see what we can do.
Well, he's going to find some success there, so.
Oh, man, they're here. They made it. They're black men, and they're both over 30. I already see success. Come on now, don't get crazy. This is Empire Talks Back, my friend Tammy. We'll be here right after this short break.
I see
as much as I do you, I take for granted.
Falling down the stairs and breaking your ankle doesn't sound good. But falling down the stairs and breaking your ankle with no health insurance sounds even worse. Life can change in an instant. Be covered when it does. At Covered California, we can help you get financial help to pay for your health plan. Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit coveredca.com today. Open enrollment ends January 31st.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
Now, I can't sing this song for you, but I can introduce you to the person who wrote it, produced it. Tell us about that. Turn it down just a little bit, but let it keep on rolling. Clay, tell us about this song.
Okay, well, first of all, I wrote for Motown as a staff writer for 7 years, and this was one of those songs. I did the arrangement, the music that you hear. I put that all together to make that a danceable hit. And it was my first gold record.
That was your first gold record.
Yes,
Congratulations to us for being able to sit here and share that with you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, so now, Mr. Clay Drayton, you've written and worked with Motown. Tell us a bit more about your history in this successful opportunity that you were standing next to and worked with for how many years?
For 7 years, I was a staff writer at Motown Records. I had an opportunity to work with, for example, Diana Ross, the Jackson 5, the Supremes, Lenny Williams from Tower Power, Fifth Dimension, Bette Midler, several singers. I've had a very wonderful career as a songwriter. And it's just been wonderful, just having, especially to meet with Michael Jackson and work with him, go to the house and all of that.
It's very interesting how conservative people can look after living a wild, adventurous life of rock and roll and, wine, women, and song and all that stuff,
Stop it. You're assuming that he was living a wild life.
Assume, of course. We have to make assumptions. He's a black man.
That's a very good assumption, too.
And, he's a lot of echo comes out of the life and the lifestyles of the 60s and 70s, and all of it is not good. But there is so much of it that is good that they're repeating it and going back in summer saying, well, it wasn't that good. I'm talking about some of these crazy stories that people have about the lifestyle that they fought so hard to have and participate in. Everybody wanted to be a rock star and be close to one, and real close if possible. So I'm saying all of that to say some of these complaints are fake, just like some of the news. And y'all that are doing the fake complaints know what I'm talking about. The rest of you don't even worry about it. Clay.
Yes.
You've had this great music experience. You brought your beautiful wife in. What are you doing now, and why are you not hanging out on the island somewhere, spending all of your money? And what can we do for you? Because you're in here today as a business entrepreneur, something new. What's going on?
Well, still with music, of course, and I've been doing songwriting seminars and motivational speaking around the country as well. And then one of my students said, well, Clay, you could reach more people on the internet. So I put up on the web 70 videos, 70 videos on songwriting. about 2 years ago, and now I have over 2,300 students in 102 countries around the world.
Congratulations.
So, yay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So you stepped right into the tech world using the information from
Absolutely.
Okay, absolutely. Amazing. I'm glad to hear that. So, what do we hear? You're introducing a new idea. You already know that you have success on the internet. I'm glad that you are letting us share. At least we'll be able to take a little credit in helping to develop and get your product distributed. Tell us about it.
Okay, I have a product that's called Fatfoot, P-H-A-T-F-O-O-T. And what it is, it's a drum harness. It keeps a drummer's bass drum from sliding. Many of the drummers are using carpets and chains and rugs.
Right.
And
First thing the
oftentimes,
guy does when he sets up is lay his carpet
That's
down
right.
to hold his bass, his drums down.
And
Right.
as well as the bass player. I play bass, and many of the drummers would say, put your foot in front of my bass drum because it's sliding. So one morning, I dreamed of this product, and I just seemingly saw it floating in the air.
The foot.
And I got up, and I went and drew it out. Then I made it out of paper. This is around 3:30 in the morning. Made it out of paper, and then looked at it and said, my goodness, this looks like it'll work.
Message for other entrepreneurs. Now, you were asleep at sound asleep. 3 o'clock in the morning, you had a dream. Now, you're old enough to know that you probably had a lot of great dreams and woke up in the morning and couldn't remember them, right?
Correct.
Martin Luther had a dream too. But anyway, keep
Ooh, really? Okay, so you had this dream and you jumped up out of the bed.
And most people would stay in the bed and say, I'll think about it in the morning.
You know, the other reason a lot of people stay in the bed is because the person they in the bed with, they wanted you jumping up out of the bed, making all that noise, messing up things. So we have to spread some. So how much support do you get on these wild jump up out of the bed at 3 o'clock in the morning ideas? Is it okay? You can't do that by yourself. You're a married man.
I've been married as of December 38 years. And my wife knows that I will wake up at some point in time in the morning. Even as a songwriter,
Yeah.
for years, I'll wake up at 2, 3, or 4 in the morning. I'll get up and I'll have a pad and I'll write down
You
the song.
established a technique for doing that without waking her up.
That is correct.
Oh,
I
see,
just
that's-
ease out of the
There
bed.
you go. There you go. But the most important thing is you yield and submit to that pressure of the great idea.
Absolutely.
And I think many people can look at things that, because I invented the big screen mode, the thing that you see at the end of the football field, the big super screen.
Yeah.
I invented that when I was about 10, 12 years old. I didn't write it down, didn't know what to do.
And got
But
mad when somebody put it out,
Did
didn't
I get mad? You know I got mad.
No.
Well, you've got to understand that
I think I
inventions.
just attended an intellectual rights class or something and realized I should have been getting paid.
Yeah, but inventions and ideas come to everybody. And you have to move forward on that idea or that invention, because if you don't, it passes on to the next person.
Right.
And that's why a lot of people say, I thought about that a few years ago, but I didn't move on it. It's because God gave it to you. You decided, I'm not going to do anything. So he says, I'm going to give it to someone who's going to be motivated to take this and do something, because I want this product in the world.
Clay, telling us about your product there. It looks like that foot that somebody asked you to put down to hold their drum in place.
Right. Once again, it's called Fatfoot, and what it does is it links the seat of the drummer to the bottom of the foot pedal of the kick, the drums.
Yes.
And so your weight is holding the drum, and it keeps it from moving. We've had guys who said, gosh, I almost fell off the stage, but if it hadn't been for Fatfoot, I would have fallen off, because
Okay.
actually it's really holding him and the drums together. It's doing pretty well. Beyonce's drummer uses it. Patti LaBelle's drummer uses it. Mariah Carey's, and many drummers around the world are using this product. And so we're really excited about it. And the drummers keep calling, say, hey, Clay, I need one. So it's great. We love it.
what can we do, or what would you do, or where are you on that? Your response, Tosh, to his circumstance.
Well, first of all,
I need it on the microphone.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Clay, for this, because this is a great opportunity to talk about execution. He thought about an idea, it was an ideation, but he executed on it and actually put it to fruition. I think this is one of the things that a lot of entrepreneurs miss out on is they have great ideas and just stops at an idea. He utilized his background, his resource, and his support system to really build a great product. And not only that, we talked about this whole idea about customer discovery. You having customers utilizing it right now, which is great, which is where a lot of startup companies fail to do. They fail to get that traction and use their network to really bring it out. The question I have is, what are the alternatives? Are there any other products out there on the market that are similar to yours, and what makes yours different from others?
Well, there are no products out there that are similar. It's the rug or the chain or the rope. And it's like inventing the can opener. How can you improve something that simple? The fact that it's simple takes it beyond what other people would even try to do. If it was complex, they could make it simpler, but this is as simple as it can get. So I thank God for that.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that occurs is with a great simple idea is, how do I market and distribute and maintain the position of lead that I created when I built it? Competition loves simple ideas, and how you position yourself to sell millions of those as opposed to getting a few bands of name and notoriety to use that. How that plan is going to be is something that maybe we can help develop now, because we definitely want to see our name on your success. You know, when you stand up and say, "Oh, we want to thank everybody for all of the done," we'd like to have our names on that list. Am I right, Tammy?
Yeah. Well, but here's what I wanted to ask. I looked on the back. It says patent is pending. Is it now? Is the patent all?
It's pending.
Okay.
It's good.
So, all right. He said it's good.
Well, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, I'm going to ask our Mr. Eldridge to tell us how safe a person is who's got a couple of patents around a product, and see if we can go back and look at some of the historical court cases of folks who say, "I don't care where you are, you're not safe. I will take your product. I will do things with it that you couldn't do, and I'll make money that you'll never know about." We'll be back right after this short break. I'm Wallace Allen with the facts and the truth, and all of it isn't good. We have to protect what we create. We have to protect our families. You built your life around making your family happen. You've got to protect your family. You've got to protect your wealth. You've got to protect your culture. You've got to protect your relationships. We've got a whole concept of protection, and it's not all about the internet. But it is about how we feel about ourselves and people that we care about, and how we're willing to react and interact. So as we make our circle of friends and people that we trust, we also are inferring that there's another circle of folks that we have to worry about. Okay, so we're going to understand that everything doesn't come the way we want it to, and understanding that means we have to build a way to protect ourselves, and we'll discuss that when we come back.
Falling down the stairs and breaking your ankle doesn't sound good. But falling down the stairs and breaking your ankle with no health insurance sounds even worse. Life can change in an instant. Be covered when it does. At Covered California, we can help you get financial help to pay for your health plan. Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit coveredca.com today. Open enrollment ends January 31st.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call Westside Story Newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
Well, everybody's not a drummer, but give the drummer some. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. We're talking today with Mr. Taj Eldridge of the Excite program, and we've got Mr. Clay Drayton, and he is excited because he's got a product that is exciting. He's got something that will make a drummer stay on stage and close to his drums, and that's really important for a drummer. And it also works for a bass player, keeping his stuff close together.
It works for keyboard players as well because they have a pedal that's no longer attached to it.
Okay.
And so it's just fishing around. So we were at a concert, I believe it was a Gladys Knight concert, and the drummer introduced the keyboard player to us. And he said, "Man, this really works great." He said, "Yeah, I wish I had something like that for my keyboard." I said, "Try it, it'll work." And it did.
Very good, very good. Now, before the break, now you have your piece patented, and it's very simple. What do we, from our history in the world, Taj, predict in terms of, as this catches on, what other business people are going to do?
Well, this is one of the things that I always talk about, having the right support system around you, this from the legal support system as well, because I think that that's one of the talents that you can get to really kind of protect your product. We work with Konomi Martin and Varner Brandt at Excite to really kind of flesh out a lot of the questions around protectability of your IP. A lot of the companies at Excite are more in the tech space, the high-tech science-based space, and they may have intellectual property along with theirs. So that's one of the reasons why we really kind of lean on the lawyers that are there to really kind of protect that. But you know, when you have a product like this, it's a very, like you mentioned, very simple product. It's really important to have the patent around it as well as a way to circle your experiences, because you know, we see a lot of knockoff products around things that are out there, and it's just ways to really kind of do it. Another way to do it too that I've seen is really kind of putting your name out there. The good thing about your product is that he has a recognizable name. Is the name trademark? How you trademark the fat form? Yeah. So you know, I would assume that would you know, Clay being in the music business, and the music business has a lot of similarities to the traditional businesses. He has a lot of experiences that he ported over from there to here. From trademarking to really getting patent pending on it as well, to really also getting the network to utilize it and to be the kind of the voice of it. So I think that's a really great thing that he's done.
Very good. What is the distribution plan? Is there the internet, obviously, from your website,
yes, it is on our website,
fatfootusa.com?
We have many of the musicians who use our product who you know, have big names, who are telling the other drummers who are aspiring, they're telling them about the product. Our challenge now is to get it into the major companies like Guitar Center, Sam Ash, places like that that have huge distribution worldwide. So that's been the challenge. And in the meantime, what we do is we go around doing seminars talking about how you can take your dream and make it to become a reality, that you need to take the steps that are required that you can make your product or your dream become a reality. And I came out of Jacksonville, Florida, where segregation was your limitation, and you didn't have dreams because you were segregated. So as I grew up, I always said, I can be better, I can do more, I can do more. And as a result, I began to dream and began to take the road toward realizing each dream, to the point that I ended up, of course, writing for Motown and then.
Well, you've had such success that you know, at some point the next success may not be that critical to you. I'm thinking about how your next level of success may be dependent upon how successful you make someone else as they become a distributor, a spokesperson. Even as we look at, this is the same piece, but you've got 7 or 8 different drummers wondering if maybe, I don't know, maybe the drummer wants his name on it with his special brand, so that he has a real reason to tell his friends how good it is, as opposed to, well, you know, I got mine now. Now, if you get one, you may be in a position to be as good a drummer as I am, because your drum ain't running all over the stage. So maybe I ain't going to tell nobody about this. Really, I'm going to just keep this for myself as an advantage until it turns into an advantage for them to actually say, hey, you know, I'm Wallace Allen, and I'm a drummer, and you know, you take my classes, I'll sell you one of these, I'll give you one of these, or the reason as I do the marketing, I've got 5 drummers, and they all have different audiences and people who prefer them. One's a rock drummer.
You know, on my website, we have, I don't know how many, lots of drummers who actually did a video, several did a video, a YouTube video, and posted it, as well as they would give their name and their picture. And so when they go to my website, they'll be able to see all of that. The key in all of this is being able to have the mass distribution companies that would be able to get this product out to the world.
I guess we're going back again to your model from your internet, because now you wouldn't be going to those companies if you cut your new record. You would not be worried about going to no record label.
Yep.
Right?
It is the internet that is
Right.
the
And
newest.
I'm just suggesting that
that's the same thing I was
I'm
gonna say,
suggesting
Wallace.
that the same people that you're talking about being the big grabbers, they're just a record label. And you wouldn't go to a record label with your music. Why are we going to chase them down with your
Absolutely.
fat foot?
You have a product, and you mentioned it as well. You have a product that can go direct to consumer because you're selling it online. And I agree with Wallace that we're living in an age now where the big retailers don't have a monopoly over a lot of things anymore.
Yes.
That what will be really interesting with your product is really getting the younger drummers who are in it from the high schools to everything else, really kind of utilizing the product.
Right.
And I think about things, and we kind of mentioned it's like picks for bass, for guitars and things of that nature. That's just become a secondary a product that people
Promo
have
items.
to have. Yeah,
They're promo items.
And you know, I think of ways to really partner with different entities to put promotions on the product to really push it out. But I agree that
I have this thing looking like NASCAR.
But I think your success as a songwriter with Motown, your network is beneficial enough to get a lot of people behind you as well. But I definitely think that you have a product opportunity to get out and get more people in it. You know, and we laugh. We look at, you know, a person like LeVar Ball who really made it.
I ain't laughing.
But and here's the thing. Here's my thing is that
LeVar, we need you on the show, cuz.
yeah, absolutely. He's a good guy, but he really says something about it where he made his own lane, to be honest with you, and pushed the product out. Even though they may have some stepping stones and some mishaps, but at the end of the day, he realized that instead of really relying on a larger organization to give you a small part of the revenue that you already should make, just make it all on his own. And I think this is a similar thing with this product that really can be pushed out. So this is a great thing.
And, you know, I want to say this, talking about reaching out to, you know, the community and the younger groups, this is a great opportunity because I do a youth business conference every year, and the kids have all of these ideas. They need to see this. They need to see something as simple as this, walk in the door, because, you know, I bring out the big engineers, people who have the big, this is what they relate to. And you bring this out and you tell them dream, and that's something I want to see. I'm just telling you right now, I'm booking
You're
it.
right. I really want to get to the younger people. I want to get to those who have dreams and want to see those dreams realized. And I can help them because at least I've been there, I've done that. And if I can get in front of the masses, I do have an agent now, just, you know, to help me to get a lot of public speaking opportunities because there's so many people out there with such great ideas, but they need someone to talk to them, to say, keep on dreaming, keep on taking the steps towards your dream, and if you can see it, you can realize it.
Yeah, but not only get in front of other young entrepreneurs, other young drummers. There are the next, you know, drummers who are out there who can use this product that I definitely think would benefit from it. So there's a lot of drummers who are in these schools in these areas and the colleges as well that need to see and hear about this product, and I think that's where it all starts.
Oh, yeah, Clay knows. I brought you to the school, right, Clay?
That's right.
And he's going to come back again.
Right. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I've gone to schools. I'll take gold records and just to motivate them, not just the young people, but you know, there are those who are 50 who are saying, "Hey, I've plateaued, I've retired, and there's nothing to do." Having a dream, and I'm here to tell you that this dream came to me after I reached 50.
Okay.
And so you can realize your dream even when you've retired. And I have such a passion for the seniors now, because I'm a senior, and you see so many people sitting in their rocket chairs and doing nothing but watching Judge Judy and Judge that and all of that. And they need to be out there doing something.
Letting ideas slip by, because as they're sitting there watching Judge Judy or whatever, they are having creative ideas, but they've been so used to letting them run by that they don't slow down or write them down or even have, as you say, any idea that, wow, I can make a change in the world, I can make a change in myself by paying attention to what God is giving me, running through my brain, through my ears. You're hearing things. You're not crazy.
Yes.
You're being talked to by yourself, by your environment, by the whole world around you. Yeah, the trees whisper
Is
and
that
talk.
you, Wallace?
Yes, it's me. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I think that's indicative of Riverside County and Inland Empire. You know, we talk about diversity in startups, and normally we talk about diversity, we think of gender and race. But I counter and say in Riverside, this is a great example, there's a diversity in geography, there's a diversity in age, there's a diversity in products that are being built. So I think that's one of the benefits that we have in this region, is that we have people like yourself who are the examples of the next level entrepreneurship that's here.
Yes, and I show people how, if you have a dream, just draw some steps, like 7 steps, and then put the dream right there on top of it, marriage or business or whatever, and then start at the first step and write down what that first step is going to be, write down what the second step, and each step will lead you to the top, to where you realize your dream. But you have to take those steps. And there's a story about a man who wanted to dig for gold, and he digged and digged and digged and found nothing. He gave up, sold the property. The guy who bought it came in and digged 1 foot and struck the biggest vein of gold there was. A lot of people get to the point where they say, I've done this long enough, but if you just, I'm going to tell you today, take one more try, one more step, one more dig, and I'll bet you're going to find success.
I can appreciate that. I love it, and I think that's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Take a minute and give us your final words, Tosh.
Well, number one, I want to just thank Wallace and for inviting me here, and it's been great being in Riverside and San Bernardino County, really kind of pushing the whole idea about the entrepreneurship in the region. You know, we just heard about Amazon picking the cities, and even though we wasn't part of that, I think what that did is that it ignited this whole idea about us building the next Amazon actually here, instead of inviting one that's outside of the region. So I thank you for that and inviting me to the show.
Very good. Tammy?
Well, I'm excited about both of our guests. I'm always excited about you, Wallace. But I want to see these young gentlemen participate in the Black Chamber of Commerce Inland Empire, because we're all about building network, and I'm real about it. I'm about diversity, bringing everybody together, because the more we bring to the pot, everybody can utilize those resources, and they see what's going on, and we build together, bring all the entities together.
That's what we did today. And somehow it happens quite a bit on the show, where we end up putting people together that can be of service and inspiration to each other.
Yes.
And hopefully we're doing that for folks that are in the audience. And I know we are. And I know that somebody had an idea today about doing something, and they maybe got up from the table or out of the bed or off to whatever to write it down. But, man, that may be the one. Now, let me tell you, they're complaining about plastic straws. They're showing pictures of sea turtles with straws in their nose. Metal, permanent straws with your business people's name on it. That'll make you some money. See you next week under Two Circumstances, if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. God bless you.
All right.
Thank you.
but now it seems.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
It's now or never in the NFL. Checking the playoffs calendar for today. 2 games, the conference finals in the AFC, followed by the conference final in the NFC. First up, Jacksonville against New England. It'll be 48 degrees when they kick it off for the Patriots at Gillette Stadium. Quarterback Tom Brady, TB12, I believe, on the internet is what he's called, says his opponent today, the Jacksonville Jaguars, are a pretty complete football team.
You know, I think they definitely do some different things schematically, coverage-wise, front-wise. Players are a little bit different, so it's a very unique challenge. You know, I think their front's great. Their linebackers are very instinctive, very fast, and great cover guys in the secondary. So ball-hawking defense, they strip it off you, they sack you. They scored, I think, 8 or 9 touchdowns this year on defense. So, you know, they're a great defense.
Brady had a hand injury during the week, which apparently required at least a couple of stitches, but he will start the game today for New England. Later, the Vikings take on the Eagles. That's the NFC Championship game. That's at 6:40 Eastern Time. The winner of that game will play the winner of the Patriots-Jaguars in the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. Games in progress right now on the ice in the NHL. It's the Flyers and the Capitals. They're in the second period. Philly has a 1-0 lead in that one. Pro basketball, the Celtics are hosting the Orlando Magic today. 2 minutes to go in the first half, and it's Orlando